Hi everyone and welcome to EFOFEST 2020. We're looking at repurposing jeans and we're actually making a garden. We've just got some vegetables in this one, but you can plant whatever you like. So it's a great way to recycle, especially if you've got a small area. We have 40 acres here, so we have a massive big veggie garden. But this is a fun one to do with the kids. I could actually see this in a kindergarten if we have multiple ones all around. I think that'd be great for the kids as well. The items that you'll need for this project, I've got 2 wooden stakes, a hammer to put those into the ground. In this project I actually used 2 bags of the 25-litre potting mix, and this one here is tomato and vegetable one that works quite well. A pair of jeans. These pair of jeans I've used for this project are a men's one, and I think they were about 92 inches. And also some something to tie, and I've just used some offcuts of jeans that I've been cutting up for this this series of projects. If you've got a soaker hose, I've had this one in the garden shed for a while. It's a 7.5 metre, which is ample. Sometimes it can repair these as well, and if you wanted to make it shorter. And also some seedlings as well. On my visit to Bunnings, they had only a small selection of seedlings, and the ones that I was popping in, I was hoping that they would be a little bit bigger. So if you have a better selection than what I had at that time, try and make sure the seedlings are just that little bit older than these ones here. Just means that you'll have a better rate of them surviving. And yeah, that's pretty much all you need, and just a spot to put it as well. I'm actually going to place it in this garden bed. I'm not having a lot of luck with things growing at the front, so this would be a perfect spot for it as well. I've actually put in some wooden stakes here, and that's because I'm going to be growing tomatoes in the back, some cherry tomatoes, and this would be great for it to be tied back to, and it'll also help once we tie the back part of it to keep it upright as well. So let's get started. So first what we need to do is tie off the ends. So we're just going to turn the jeans inside out, just like that. You can use anything to tie these off with that's going to last. I've actually been doing a few jeans projects, so I've got some leftover bits of the side seams that are being cut off. So pretty much all I'm going to do is bring the ends together like that, and then just bound it around. Oops. Bound it around quite a few times, making sure it's nice and tight, and then just tie it off. Just like that for the first one, and do the same for the other leg as well. So as you saw in the picture, the jeans are sitting cross-legged. You could actually change that if you like as well, and actually put your jeans in any sort of angle. You could have it outwards, or you could even have it, I guess, doing the splits if you like as well, but just to fit into the area that I've got, I'm just going to sit in cross-legged. So we've got the ends capped off at the bottom, and then what I'm going to do, so soaker hoses come in different lengths. This one's actually 7.5 meters. So what I might do is put some down each leg. I might have to double that over, and then have some at the top part. So that's down one leg and that's down the other leg. So this is where the hose needs to clip into, so that has to be accessible, and I'm probably going to bring that to the back. So. Probably hear in the background my daughter's dog enjoying the sunlight coming out. Here he comes. This is Sparky. How you going, Sparky? Okay, off you go. Off you go. He likes to be involved with everything as well. I hope all your pets that you have at home are enjoying all the company. Ours certainly are. And get a little bit sooky when you're not here. Okay. So we're going to have to fill this with the potting mix in a moment. So what I'm going to do is just these end pieces, so that I don't lose them in there, is just poke them in the belt tab at the back. Just like that. And give that all a little poke down. You can see it down in there. So just choosing your potting mix. There's lots of different types, but I've chosen this one here. You can grow tomatoes and vegetables. They're quite alright for flowers as well. So you might like to choose this one just to be filled with flowers. But I'm loving the homegrown cherry tomatoes at the moment. They definitely have a different taste to the store-bought ones. So be careful also when you're opening the bags. It's not really good to inhale the dust that comes out of there as well. So you might like to put a mask on, or just keep your distance while opening and pouring in your potting mix as well. So depending on the size of your jeans, you may need 2 bags. So these are men's jeans and they're quite big. Cherry tomatoes, when you're choosing your plants to go in here, just think of how big the root system is. A lot of the tomato plants and stuff like that don't have a huge root ball. So if you look at that, that'll be ample room for them. Most flowering plants are the same as well, but I wouldn't suggest growing trees or shrubs in these. I'm going to start filling the other leg. How nice is it to be outside? I can see by the amount of seedlings that are left at Bunnings that everybody is out gardening, and it's such a good thing for the mind and the soul, and even to get some exercise as well. my garden, cross-legged. So these pair of jeans, they took 2 bags of the 25 litre potting mix, and just have a little play with how it's sitting, how you would like it to sit. Mould it around a bit. As I said, that you don't have to sit it cross-legged, but you could even pop some potting mix in the middle of it and plant some more in there as well. The other thing that you could do is make a slit in the jeans in there, and you can actually plant some plants in there. So it might be an idea to give it a little watering. Once you've got all the potting mix in it, it will seep down, so it would be good if you've got a little bit more just to prop it up, because it'll take time to find where it's all going to sit. So it's planting time, so I'm just going to go and grab the plants I've chosen to pop into here. Actually, before we do that, we might actually tie it up at the back. It will be a little top heavy, so I'm actually going to tie them to these stakes and just use the belt keepers in there to do that. As you can see, I've got that soak hose tucked in the back there as well. So I've just gone through 2 and then around the post. I've got a real mixture of plants. I guess it was just what they had available as well in the stores. This here is, as I mentioned before, I really like cherry tomatoes, and this one's actually a different type. It's called blueberry, and it gets to about 60 centimetres high, so that's quite a good height in there. So I'm just going to plant this one up in here first. And I've given these all a good water beforehand and let them dry off a little bit. You can tell this one's got quite a bit of root ball happening. I'm just going to give that a little pry. And I am going to plant it slightly to the back. It'll just allow, once it grows up, that I can put supports either side of this, and it'll help to hold them up. And then the other thing, what we're going to do is start planting down in here. So I'm just going to grab the scissors, and I'm actually going to cut into the denim just at the top of this line here, so that'll help support it in there. And it's pretty much where the level of the dirt inside is. And I'm just going to put some marigolds in there. Marigolds are a pest deterrent as well, so that's always handy to have those planted amongst your garden. And I'm just going to do the same on the other side. Probably not a great idea to be using your fabric scissors in this one. I've mentioned before about how tough denim is to cut, but do not use Mum's very good fabric scissors out here in the dirt. I also had I found some purple carrots, which are quite attractive as well, and I like eating different colours. I know that sounds a bit weird. So these guys get to about 20 centimetres in height, and I guess if you're thinking about the depth of the carrot as well, I'm actually going to plant a few in the top here, so the tomato plant will get a lot higher, so we have a little bit of distance. That way it's got plenty of area here for the carrots to grow. So there we go, we've got tomatoes, purple carrots, some marigolds, and then the other thing I found was some basil, and this one's a fragrant mix of different types of basil. It's got the sweet green, sweet red, lemon, and spicy red. There is lots of seeds planted in here at once, so I'm not going to put all of them in. I think it'll become too bushy and overtake, but all you need to do is just be really careful, have a feel there to make sure you're not going to be cutting through the soaker hose, but you're just going to make like a little slit in there, enough to just poke it through. This garden will be great too, that you won't have to worry about weeds too much, and once you hook the hose up for a few minutes, it's also pretty easy to care for as well. I think if you've got room at the back, you could probably even plant some in the pockets in the back as well, but you won't see mine in there. But what we might do is I'll clean up this mess, and then we'll hook up the watering system to it and see how she goes. I hope you enjoyed, and happy gardening. I've got a couple of classes coming up, so if you're interested in doing those classes, check out the link below and it'll take you through to the website. We would love to see photos of your work. Above is the email address to where to send your photos, and also the hashtags if you're posting on social media as well. If you're interested in more videos of repurposing and recycling textiles or clothes, please feel free to subscribe, and then once the new videos come up, they'll pop up in your YouTube channel and let you know. Thank you for watching.